Dear learners, welcome to the session on organization development. In this part, I am going to discuss about important components of development, key features, and prominent models of development. In addition to that, what kind of interventions to be adopted by each and every organization. In the present competitive scenario, how we need to take much efforts for survival. These things I am going to discuss in detail. Organizational development, commonly referred to as OD, which is a planned and systematic approach aimed at improving organizational effectiveness. It focuses not only on enhancing performance outcomes but also on improving employee well-being and organizational overall health. How organization has to take much effort for survival. In the present competitive business era, how they need to compete with others, how they need to make use of available resources for the further expansion. See, these things, or we are going to deal in this chapter. So OD is deeply rooted in behavioral science disciplines such as psychology, sociology, and organizational behavior. See, these prominent fields provide insights into how individuals and groups behave within organization, which helps in a lot designing effective intervention for improvement. What do you call intervention, my dear friends? What others they have not done, what they have not taken much effort for the development of the organization, those things we need to take a call. That is called innovation, creativity, strategy formulation, or some kind of policy revamping mechanism. So these are all called intervention. See, for developing organization, what are the steps we are going to take? Whatever the resources, main machinery, material, money, management, market, method, whatever. Right? If you want to take some changes in people, yeah, we can do. Some changes in technology, yes, we can do. Right? So these are all is very, very important under the roof called the intervention. See, one of the defining features of OD is a long-term orientation. It is not a short-term efforts. See, unlike short-term problem-solving approaches, OD stretches sustained development by improving processes, organizational culture, and structured arrangements, friends. The OD always aims to create organizations that are adaptive, flexible, and capable of responding to change. If you are launching some changes, employees are just like that, ready to protest, ready to resist. How we need to overcome, how we need to address these kind of issues, friends. Whatever the company, right? New policies, they may not just like that accept. If you are moving for increasing salary, they can accept. Suppose if you are increasing what time, if they respect to organizational work environment, I'm telling. See, another important aspect of OD, no, is focus on change management. See, organization operate in dynamic environments, and consecutive change is very much essential for survival and further growth. See, organizational development always provides structured methods and model to manage and implement change very effectively. See, organization development is applicable across all types of organization, entry level, middle level, top level, even applicable to all the levels of employees, right? See, including private companies, public sector institutions, and a non-profit organization. So its principles are universal and it can be adopted to different contexts. In general, organized development is a comprehensive approach that integrates human and organizational aspects to achieve long-term effectiveness and sustainability. If you want to perform very well, if you want to perform sustainable development, definitely we should give much importance for the organizational development, right? And we can share something about the overview or the content of organizational development, friends. OD in general refers to a planned change process. Correct? Unless planning, no activities will be carried out in an organization. If you are making a perfect plan with respect to time, with respect to design, with respect to execution, with respect to process, with respect to prompt mix, which aims to improve the overall health and effectiveness of an organization, friends. OD involves aligning key elements such as people, processes, and strategy to achieve desired outcomes. A core features of OD is always data driven and research based. Decisions are not made based on assumptions but are supported by systematic data collection and analysis. More and more, if we need to analyze the data, definitely will come out a lot of solution for even unsolved problems. This ensures all the interventions are relevant and effective for the organizational development aspects. COD empathizes participation and involvement of employees at all levels, middle level, supervisory, or top level. See, employees are not treated as passive recipients of change, but always as active contributions or contributors. Their involvement increases acceptance and reduces resistance to change. See, another very important aspect is that OD is a non-stop process. Organization must constantly adapt to changing environments, and OD always support this ongoing evolution. The OD is applicable for all the organization. Yes, it is applicable for all the organization. Even startup, we can make use of the components what we are dealing now. It is not a one-time activities, but a sustained effort to improve organizational functioning, friends. See, OD also aims to build adaptive and resilience organization, friends. It means creating systems and cultures that can withstand challenges and respond effectively to changes. Problem may come and go. If problem comes, what is the immediate mechanism we need to address? How we need to overcome from the problems? Correct? And in practice, OD may involve activities such as employee surveys, feedback mechanism, and redesigning workflows based on insights. Organization development and change management are interlinked one. If you want to do some kind of development activities, we need to do some kind of changes in different components or different key aspects of organization fronts. These collective entire efforts definitely contribute to improved efficiency, better communication, and enhanced organizational performance fronts. Correct? So these are all the certain facets or key aspects of organization development. Next, let us pass on to the another component called objectives of organizational development or core aim of organizational development. Hope all of you understanding the concept. Yeah. Improve organizational effectiveness, adaptability and change management, enhance the employee development, improvement of interpersonal or intergroup relations, problem solving and decision making, and strategic alignment, leadership development, increase in innovation, restructuring. So these are all called the primary or core aims of organizational development, friends. See, OD, as we discussed earlier, it is a systematic process aimed at improving organization effectiveness and health through planned intervention. The primary objectives of OD include enhancing communication, fostering collaboration, and promoting adaptability to change within the organization, friends. By focusing on human and social aspects, OD seeks to develop a more cohesive and motivated workforce, ultimately leading to improved performance and sustained growth. So definitely these kind of discussion will explore a lot about objectives in detail, providing you with a clear understanding of how OD contributes a lot to organizational overall success and resilience. Yeah, let us discuss in detail. Friends, OD commonly known as organizational development, which refers to systematic and planned approach. See, it's a core aim of organization development is to enhance organizational effectiveness by ensuring that all the resources, process, people, and utilized efficiently. Through different various OD intervention, organization can identify inefficiencies, improve workflows, avoid duplications, and create a more and more productive environment. Focus area should be productivity, time consumption, waste reduction, 100% perfection with respect to quality and quantity of commodities. You know pretty well we are all living in the competitive business environment. So, order of the day, we need to take much efforts and doubly concentrate on perfection. Otherwise, we cannot able to attract a new captive audience, or we cannot convert buyers into regular customers. See, there is another aspect of OD that is called objective is adaptability and change management. In today's dynamic and competitive business environment, organization must be flexible and capable of responding quickly to external and internal changes or at par with the expectation of the stakeholders. These changes may include technological advancements, market competition, market demand, above all expectation among the general public, and shifts in organizational structure. Day by day, people are looking for non-stop or unexpected changes. See, by promoting effective change management strategies, organization can ensure smoother transition, minimizing disruption, and increase employee acceptance of new initiatives. Abruptly, we can avoid the resistance problem by the employees based on the launched, changes by the organization, friends. See, OD also places great emphasis on enhanced employee development. See, employees are the backbone of any organization, red blood of an organization, friends, and their growth directly impacts organizational success. See, OD focuses on improving employees' skills and knowledge and capabilities through training and development programs. That is called learning opportunities or career opportunities and advancement programs offered by the organization, friends. See, when employees are consecutively developed, they become more competent, motivated, and satisfied with their work. This not only improves individual performance, but also contributes to the overall success of the organization, which is applicable for all the organization friends. Right? Developing organization, developed organization, or if you are in undeveloped, I think scenario, no, we need to pump up to become a developing or developed organization, friends. See, improving interpersonal intergroup relations also is another key objectives of OD. A healthy work environment depends on strong relationship among employees and teams. See, always OD encourages open communication, trust and collaboration within the organization, friends. It helps in reducing conflicts and promoting teamwork across the different departments. You can take any organization, minimum 4 to 5 departments are there. Research and development, quality control, production, operation, supply chain, logistics, HR, finance, whatever. Correct? See, when employees maintain positive relationship, it leads to better coordination, increased efficiency, and a more supportive organizational climate. See, OD also aims to improve problem solving, decision making process always within the organization, friends. In any organization, challenges and issues arise regularly, and the ability to address effectively in crucial situation. See, OD always promotes a culture of analytical thinking and participative decision-making process, where employees at all levels are encouraged to contribute ideas and solutions, middle level, top level. We stimulate them, we motivate them to come for the discussion, take part in the organizational decision-making process. The decision-making process belonging to employees or employer as well. So we try to make them to understand we have given importance to employees. So these leads to better identification of problem, more effective solution, and improved decision making capacity or decision making outcomes, ultimately enhancing organizational performance without fail. See, another significant objective of OD is a strategic alignment, friends. What is strategic alignment, friends? See, this involves ensuring that the goal and objectives of employees or primary activities of employees and departments are aligned with the overall objectives of organization, friends. What is the core objective? What is your activities? To be connected, interconnected. When there is alignment, all efforts are directed towards a common vision, mission, and reducing wastages on time of resources, friends. OD helps in clearly communicating organizational goals and ensuring that every employees understand their role in achieving them. This alignment part strengthens the coordination and improves overall efficiency. Correct? So leadership development is also one of the important objectives of organization development. It is creating crucial role. It is playing a critical role. Effective leadership is essential for guiding organization through challenges, effective leadership, and ensuring long-term success. COD initiatives aims to develop leadership skill and various levels within the organization, friends. This includes improving communication, decision-making capacity, team management skill, team building caliber, and strong leaders always inspire employees, manage change very effectively, and drive the organization toward its strategic goals. Correct? See, OD encourages increased innovation also within the organization, which is one of the key objectives of organization development, friend. In a rapidly changing business environment, innovation is also necessary for survival and growth. See, survival is a question mark. Sustainability is a question mark. How we need to match with them. See, OD definitely lift the organization a lot. See, OD fosters a culture where creativity is valued, new ideas are encouraged a lot, and employees feel confident to experiment and take calculated risks. This results in consecutive improvement, development of new products or services, and maintaining a competitive advantage in the market. Right? In nutshell, OD supports organizational restructuring when required. As organizations grow or face new challenges, they may need to redesign their structure, roles, processes. OD helps manage their changes in a systematic and smooth manner. It also ensures that restructuring efforts are aligned with the organization goals or implemented within minimal resistance from the employees. This leads to improved efficiency, better coordination, and a more adaptable organization. In conclusion, what I am sharing, OD plays a vital role in improving organizational efficacy or effectiveness. See, enhancing adaptability, developing employees. So, strengthening relationships, improving decision-making capacity, aligning strategies, developing leadership, fostering innovation, and supporting restructuring. Hence, the discussed objectives collectively help organization become more efficient, resilient, and capable of achieving long-term success of an organization, friends. Correct? Hope all of you understanding the key objectives and core aim of organization development. Next, we will pass on to features of OD or nature of OD. What actually OD in an organization, friends? What actually we supposed to do? It is featured by several key components. OD involves planned and systematic change. The first feature. Why? Changes are not random but are carefully designed and implemented based on analysis and objectives of an organization. So we need to welcome the change. We need to address the problem due to the launch of change. And another one, OD focuses on long-term development rather than short-term tenure. It also aims to create a lasting improvement that contribute to sustainable organization success. Correct? See, OD based on behavioral science knowledge. It also uses insights from psychology and sociology to understand and influence human behavior within organization, friends. The another important feature is emphasize on humanistic values. Humanistic values. OD promotes trust, collaboration, openness, and respect among the employees. We try to make the employees to have more trust, more confidence on them. Correct? If you are not building confidence or trust on them, definitely we may not be able to extract the work from them. So these and all, as always, I am telling win-win strategy. Right? See, OD promotes trust, openness, collaboration, respect among the employees. These values create and contribute to a positive organizational culture. See, top management support also equally is very important. It is also essential for successful OD initiatives. If they are giving more confidence to the employees also reciprocating. So support from both the case, that is called employer and employee, are predominantly needed and to be important. So leadership commitment ensure that resources are available and the change efforts are aligned with organizational goals. So top management support is one of the important phenomena in the feature of OD. See, employee participation is another key feature that is called, I think you came to know something in WPM, Workers' Participation Management. Decision making pertaining to you, pertaining to organization, whatever. We try to make them to understand, make them to participate in the decision making capacity or process. So that they feel that we are given more importance to employees to take part in the initiatives of organization. See, involving employees in the change process enhances their commitment and ensure that interventions are practical and effective or efficiency. See, OD focuses on improving both organizational effectiveness and organizational health. It recognizes that performance and well-being are interconnected and must be addressed together. A center aspect of organizational development is human-centric approach. That is called, another important thing is human-centric nature of OD. The another phase. What I am saying, OD is always having the human-centric approach, which is a central aspect of OD. It views people as the most valuable resource in an organization, friends, and focuses on their development and well-being. You know well about the resources of an organization or business. The first resource known as M, first M known as men. Choosing a right person for right job. If you are choosing not a ordinary person, we are choosing person's ability, capacity, caliber, and stuff overall. That is called the ability. What kind of caliber they have, capacity they have, or intellectual sense. How we are all making use of them for productive purpose. Right? So OD views people as the most valuable resource in an organization and always focuses on their development and well-being. So that we are considering human resources or human capital of an organization, friends. See, one of the primary objectives of OD is to promote employee development and empowerment. See, employees are encouraged to enhance their skills, take initiative, and contribute to organizational success. So, employees are encouraged to enhance their skill, take initiative, and contribute to organizational success. It also emphasizes open communication and above all transparency. What I am going to do, what you are going to do, and what for we are going to do the certain things for the organizational objectives. Clear communication always helps build trust and ensure that employees understand organizational goals, changes, and vision. See, another important element is the development of strong interpersonal relationship. How I am communicating my superior, how I am communicating to my subordinates. So what is the basic relationship between my colleagues? What are the overall, efforts taken by us, and how I am ready to extract the work from my own colleagues, right? So interpersonal relationships are very important. Another important element is development of strong interpersonal relationship. OD initiatives often focus on improving teamwork, collaboration, conflict resolution. Why I am again telling on interpersonal relationship? Because persons are playing a critical role and predominant role in an organization. Even though we are all living in automation, even though we are all living in technology environment, how we need to make use of everything with the help of human being. That is called employees, right? How they are processing to make use of resources, correct? How people are very strong in emotional stability, how they are going to take much initiative, how far we are all contributing a lot for the development, and how to overcome the problems, address the problems. We need to do some changes. Keep on, we have to do to beat the competition. So, right? So, we try to avoid conflict, we try to get the more collaboration, we try to gel with more. Very simple, at par with the competition, how we need to survive a lot. And another important component is employee engagement and job satisfaction. What do you call employee engagement, friends? That is called emotional involvement of an employee. So, what is the extra mileage you have got? What is the commitment level? For which department you are contributing? For vision, mission, aim, whatever the organization telling, what about your own share? For what metrics you are going to contribute? Right? I am again insisting extra mileage. What others are doing, you don't bother. You try to give more than the others' contribution. That is important with respect to decision making process or even execution. I am not telling all the person should take much decision or more decision or vibrant decision. Even after taking decision, somebody should be there to take or execute just like that, down to earth. You are following the rules and regulation or the process without any deviation. That is also a kind of art. So how you are all connecting with the entire organization, friends. So if our engagement limit is good or outcome is good, obviously the job is good and job outcome also good, and the concerned employee will get more satisfaction. So employee engagement and job satisfactions are the major outcomes of human-centric approach. When employees feel valued and supported, definitely they are more motivated and productive. No second thought, my dear friends. We need to make them to feel they are much comfortable, they are more productive, they are more protective by the organization. Hope you understand. Couple of days back, probably you came to know Oracle, right? The best company across globe layoff, right? There are 1,000 plus employees, 5,000, 10,000, 15,000 employees. There is no question about how many years you served to the company, because they don't have that much of job, because AI also one of the important reason. So downsizing mechanism, we cannot ask a question, why don't you keep me? I have got a 20 years of service. I sacrifice a lot. Nothing. For sacrifice a lot, they have given a money. The human will be valued like it. Correct? See, when employees feel valued and supported, they are more motivated and productive. We try to make the companies, organization to give more importance to me. Correct? I'm extremely well with respect to my caliber, my intelligence. Definitely, my management won't miss me. Right? I am showing my extra mileage. I am showing my confidence level. I am showing much efforts in the case of crisis. Definitely, management look at me in different dimension. So again, insisting you, employees feel value and supported. Definitely, they are more motivated and productive. Each and every layers of an organization, friends, middle level, entry level, or top level. See, OD also supports psychological well-being and work-life balance. Yeah, nowadays all the employees are having more stress. Correct? They are all purely stuck in activities. They don't know how to take a decision, something like that. More pressure they feel, aggressive to the core. So we try to make them to calm down. That is called emotional well-being practices. Some kind of supporting environment we have to provide, and mentoring, kind of coaching, some kind of wellness program. These and all the organizational development aspects or even change management aspects. These steps we are taking only for the benefit of you. So organization that prioritize employee well-being create a positive work environment and reduce really stress and burnout. No second thought, friends. So human-centric nature of OD ensure that organizational success is achieved through the growth and development of its people. There is no question about number of employees. Even 10 employees, 20 employees, 30 employees, 1,000 plus employees, even lakhs plus employees. Sir, whatever you are discussing, good sir. Whether it is applicable to all the companies? Yes, it is applicable to all the companies, small level entrepreneurs. Even we can take startups. If you are taking much efforts, the startup will become the best or even one of the very big companies in the world. Because if you are addressing all those things, even we are not missing a single component. All the stakeholders, all the even micro level parameters, we are not going to miss in the OD avenues. So these are all the important phenomenon of organizational development aspects. Right? Next, we'll discuss about some prominent models of organizational development. Kurt Levin's change model. If you are talking something about organizational development, two things are very important. One thing, change. The another one is different models originated and coined by management gurus. As I told you, all the models, all the conceptuals were conceived only through different experiments done among the employees of many companies. Even Hawthorne experiments, kind of motivation theories, whatever you said, everything through experiments. No second thought, my dear friends. So what do you call to plan to change, my dear friends? This model is very important, so interesting also. The question will be there. See, these kind of curriculum, I'm framing at par with the regular of my MBA program. In Sastra, we have a regular program. The same syllabus we are adopting to OL also. Why? We should not miss even a single concept for outstanding OD, online learners. Right? I'm so happy. See, what is the change? You know pretty well. Something we are doing which were not there, or some expectations are changeable in nature. With respect to technology, I am going to do. With respect to people, I am going to do. Some kind of minor alteration known as changes. It is a fundamental concept of OD. The planned change always refers to a desirable and deliberate and structured process of transforming an organizational form, its current state to a desired future states. Correct? And open up the most influenced model of planned change, was developed by Kurt Lewin. His model provides a simple yet powerful framework for understanding how change occurs in organization, friends. So Levin's model is based on the idea that change involves modifying existing behavior and creating new pattern of actions. Understand? So this model considers factors such as group dynamics, human behavior, and readiness for change. Again, I'm telling you, my dear friends, it considers factors such as group dynamics, human behavior, and readiness for change. Right? Three-stage model. We can call it as three-stage model coined by Kurt Lewin. So the model consists of three different phases: unfreezing, changing, and refreezing. Three phases are there. First phase, unfreezing. Second phase, changing. The third phase is known as refreezing. So these three phases represent the process through which organization or any companies move from stability to transformation and then to a new stable state or stable environment, friends. See, the concept of planned change emphasizes the importance of preparation, implementation, and reinforcement of an employee. Whatever we are going to do, ultimately ends with the employees, ends with the employees' thoughts. We know pretty well how to construct a policy. Dynamically, we can do. Even though we have done something called dynamism, who is going to execute? The one and only human being at our place. So the concept of planned change emphasizes the importance of preparation, implementation, reinforcement of the activities. Hence, organization must carefully plan each and every stage to ensure successful change. One fine morning, I cannot execute the change. I cannot make use of all those things. Why? People try to resist directly or indirectly. There is no question at all. So this Levin's model is widely used in all organization setting to guide change different initiatives such as technology adoption or process improvement and cultural transformation. Without a prompt plan, we are not able to expect even 1% change from employees of an organization, friends. So these are all the important facets of the planned change Kurt Lewin model, right? I am going to discuss about the stage by stage now. Yeah, first stage, unfreezing. In this stage, the organization prepares for change by creating awareness about the exact need, the exact expectations for transformation. What do you mean by transformation? What we learned, what we acquired, we are going to execute. This is called the transformation. Existing beliefs, attitudes, and behavior are challenged one. And resistance to change is surely to be addressed. Right? If you are failed to address, the ultimate effects of change will be a question mark. Why we try to do some changes in an organization? We have to ensure all the employees to understand Pakka 100%. Understand? So this stage is crucial for building readiness and acceptance among the employees, friends. See, the another stage is changing. After the first stage called the unfreezing one. So the first stage is known as unfreezing, another followed by unfreezing. The second stage is changing, also known as movement stage. In this phase, new processes, behaviors, and systems are introduced. Right? Initial stage, organization prepares for change by creating awareness. The second stage, we need to create some kind of new processes, launching behaviors and systems to be introduced. Correct? Employees learn new skills and adopt to new ways. So, new ways of working, training, communication, and support play a critical role in ensuring successful implementations. Right? So the final stage is rephrasing. In this phase, the changes are stabilized and integrated into organizational culture. New practices become standard and reinforcement mechanisms are also established to sustain the change over the time. Right? If you look at some changes, immediately we should know about my own employees. Employees, how they look at. See, our perception is entirely different from their perception. Our perception is our focus, our vision, our goal, our clients. But from the employee aspects, his own personal aim, his own personal goal and commitment. So we try to make them understand we are here to protect you. If your organization is so extremely well, definitely the benefit comes to you also. In such a way, we try to make them understand. So each and every stages, we try to mold them. First phase, what we are going to do. Second phase, what we are going to do. And third stage, what is the ultimate aim? That is called we crossed. Right? Changes are stabilized and integrated into organizational culture, almost matured one. So all the three phases together provide a structured approach to managing change very effectively, friends. Sir, you mean to say this model definitely will eradicate resistance and all? I'm not saying completely eradicated. Some extent we can address the problem, we can prevent the resistance by the employees group, right? As the negative effects will be coming down. So this model ensure the change is not only implemented, also sustained in the long term basis. There is not a short term one. It is a long term one. If I want to some changes, not for another 1 month or couple of weeks, it will be applicable for another couple of years. If a new technology will be coming to the force, I may think of revamping the entire organization. That is called the structural changes. Right? Anybody think about AI a few years back or before COVID? How many of you are aware about online? How many are aware about that much of tech savvy or technology? Honestly, I'm asking because including me. The COVID pandemic environment definitely made us to come up very well with respect to technology, right? Even our students are much comfortable with online platform, even Jizzy or Google Classroom. So there are so many intervention happening with respect to technology, right? So many AI is available. The AI and human being, there is only one difference called emotions. In future, probably emotions also will be a part and parcel of AI. We may not be able to identify a difference between AI and human being. Definitely, we will be wondering on fine morning. So, how we need to align with those kind of new things in an organization, friends. So, these are all the impact or outcome of three-stage model coined by Kurt Lewin, right? And what kind of limitations of Levin's model or significance of Kurt Lewin model, friends? See, the Levin's change model is widely recognized for its simplicity and clarity. The change model provides a structured framework which helps organization manage change in a systematic manner. One of its key merits is that reduces resistance by preparing employees psychologically for change or psychological changes. The unfreezing phase, this particular state ensures that individual understand the need for change and are willing to accept it without any disturbance. Friends, this model also emphasizes long-term sustainability and growth. Whatever we are taking steps, not for short term. It is meant for the long-term perspective. This rephrasing stage ensure that changes are reinforced and become part of the organizational culture. Probably you can ask a question, sir, if you are talking about change, where we need to concentrate, sir. I don't want to dictate the where you need to concentrate because it is purely depending upon the need. As we always discussing about the different components of organization, people, machinery, technology, communication, system or structure. I don't want to tell all the uh, dimension, all the component should get some kind of changes. No, some of the company should need of changes in technology and communication. Some of the company should need some kind of changes in the people alone. You decide. Anyway, changes are permanent one. We need to change often. We are purely based on the requirements and need of our stakeholders. And another important strength is and focus area would be on human behavior. By considering psychological and social factors, the model enhances the effectiveness of change initiatives. It should be inevitable one. However, the model also has certain limitations or kind of restrictions. It is relatively simple and may not fully capture and the complexity of human organization. Even though a human-based organization, we call it as modern organization, friends. Correct? How we are all making use of employees in an organization for the productive purpose. I mean, we are making use of their own intellectual sense. In today's competitive business environment and the fast changing world, organizations often require non-stop and rapid changes, which may not fit neatly into the three-stage process. We can go for more expansion. How long we have to be in a particular stage called freezing, unfreezing, or refreezing. These are all the clear-cut indication to the organization to come up very well. So instead of changes, we are concentrating on focused changes. That is called the more or less, should be gel with the long-term vision or mission. Friends, despite these limitations, Kurt Levin's model remains a foundational framework in organization development, friends. It provides valuable insights into how planned change can be effectively managed and sustained. Organization development is a systematic, data-driven approach designed to enhance a company's effectiveness, adaptability, and long-term performance in a competitive environment. This is the key takeaway from this lecture, friends. I'll tell you one thing. See, unlike human resources, which manages daily operational employee needs, OD takes a holistic and strategic view of the entire organization to improve the processes and culture capabilities. Correct? See, I am going to recollect two more important things: key aspects, benefits, and process. What are the key aspects of OD? Systematic perspective, that is called system thinking, and planned change and action research, and culture building alignment, leadership and talent development or talent acquisition, techno-structural intervention. Again, I'm recollecting systematic perspective, planned change, that is called Levin's model, culture building and alignment towards productivity, leadership and talent development, techno-structural intervention. See, and quite some benefits or merits or positive impact on organizational development. Enhanced adaptability and agility, increased productivity and efficiency, innovation and creativity, talent retention and engagement, improved decision making, and sustainable growth and profitability. See, in talent retention and engagement, what we are dealing engages employees by valuing their input, providing professional growth opportunity. It may be differ from a person to another person, you should accept. And improving morale, reducing costly turnover. With respect to improved decision-making process, data-driven OD processes always ensure decisions are made based on evidence rather than assumptions, accelerating strategic agility. And with respect to sustainable growth and profitability, what we are going to deal in an organization, friends, it aligns resource allocation with the market demands and boosting customer satisfaction and enhancing the long-term bottom line. See, whatever I am telling, it is applicable for pervasive nature in all organization, friends. It is not limited. So, can you share some kind of key strategies for OD, sir? Like a competitive advantage of an organization front? Yes, I have certain valid points. Team building process, change management, and performance management is here outcome indicators. See, team building always enhances collaboration and trust among the employees group and essential for cross-functional efficiencies. And what do you call change management, friends? Managing changes in Pakka manner without even 1% of deviation. Transition to new processes or structures, reducing resistance and ensuring adoption. Correct? So, in introducing new processes, right? And what do you call performance management? See, whatever we have done it here, I mean, very phased manner, it will be resulted in the performance, right? Sets clear goals and provides consecutive feedback to drive the results. See, as I told you, systematic prospect, planned change and action research. You know what about that? See, the organization as an interconnected system where changes in one area, example technology, impact the whole example culture and performance. In the case of planned change, it involves variety of diagnostic assessment, example interview, survey, questionnaire method to identify the problems. So followed by planned evidence based intervention to improve performance. Everything should be purely focused about sustainability. See, the culture building and alignment always focus on creating a positive and innovative, even collaborative environment that aligns employee behavior at workplace with the company's organization strategic goals. So these are all the quite some key benefits and key aspects. And it ends with the important phenomena known as different stages in the OD process. Whatever the OD mechanism in an organization, there are quite some process available. What process? Listen carefully. Number one, diagnose the problem, finding the problem. Number two, we can provide feedback mechanism. What is the root cause? What are the reasons available? See, if you find the root cause, definitely we can able to give some kind of solution instantly. And third one, action planning. The next one, we can recommend, we can suggest a number of mechanism called the intervention practices. What is the secret mantra of human resource management? Choosing a right person for right job or hiring and firing. In between, what kind of things we are going to do, some innovation should be adopted, known as the intervention. With respect to performance appraisal, if you are doing something, intervention in performance or performance intervention, or training and development intervention, right? So, for example, kind of, wage and salary administration practices, if you are launching some kind of intervention, wage and salary administration intervention, conflict resolution intervention model. Whatever we are doing something in HR dimension, HR purview, all those things called the intervention. We put it as intervention as suffix. Understand? So, what are the OD process? Diagnosis, feedback, action planning, intervention, evaluation. Correct? So, these are all the key components of organizational development. Right? In nutshell, what is the conclusion? OD is a comprehensive approach that focuses on improving organizational effectiveness through planned and systematic change. The entire discussion, the lecture covered the basic aspects of OD, features, objectives, human-centric nature, along with a different concept of model and OD process. So OD emphasizes consecutive improvement, employee involvement, and adaptability. It ensures that organizations remain competitive and sustainable in a dynamic environment, friends. See, friends, understanding and applying OD principles always enables organization to manage change very effectively and create a positive and productive work environment. Okay, so OD is very important component for each and every successful workplace environment.